what I'm saying, man, the things that we're doing to each other, we can't have it no more. What we need is a stick across our backs, because we ain't woke up and really saw where our problems are, man, and we still running around here bickering and humbugging with each other. Every time we catch some brothers that's out here dusting and misusing each other, talking about killing them, running get their pistols, it should be a thing where 15 or 20 cats get on these dudes with sticks, man. You understand? And just dust them till they can't go no more. You see? Because our problem is not among ourselves. If we don't be living in an environment in all this filth, and they got no jobs, and they got no food coming from nowhere, no place, this is frustration, Jack. This creates problems. You understand? If we don't live like we do now, then the little things that we killing each other for right now today wouldn't amount to a grain of salt.
The idea of the Vice Lord originated from Illinois State Training School for boys in 1957, going into 58. The dudes that was in St. Charles, all the guys in St. Charles belong to organizations such as the Cobras, Imperial Chaplains, Clovers, the Braves, the Imperial Knights, Imperial Dukes, Spanish Count, Barons, several organizations. We had common enemies at that time, but we didn't know who they were. Now we realize the common enemies we had really was police. 95% was the white police in the neighborhood. Black people usually didn't have a chance. We felt justice was blind and it was state justice. And we had lost all respect for the judicial court system. We just figured that we couldn't get a fair shake. Not only destroy it, but destroy everything around it. We normally had said that the white man normally was Lord of all vice. So we just took their title. You know, instead of syndicate of the mafia, you know, we just wanted to be Vice Lord.
I think you'll find, sir, that there will come a time when black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough to think for themselves, as other humans are intellectually independent enough to think for themselves. Then the black man will think like a black man, and he will feel for other black people. And this new thinking and feeling will cause black people to stick together. And then at that point, you'll have a situation where when you attack one black man, you are attacking all black men. And this type of black thinking will cause all black people to stick together. And this type of thinking also will bring an end to the brutality inflicted upon black people by white people. And it is the only thing that will bring an end to it. No federal court, state court, or city court will bring an end to it. It's something that the black man has to bring an end to himself.
You guys are live.
Almighty to the Bible, give the hallelujah. Peace and blessings to the multitude. This is brother Kim Side, Dark Tribe member. Here again with our third episode of the Golden Podcast, Golden Star Podcast. And on this episode, we come to discuss a very strong topic. If you look at the screen, you'll see our topic is elitism. So on this topic, we're going to be discussing basically leadership, what it is, who it is, what it look like, things of that nature, you know, and just basically what it is, period, elitism. So, as I said, this is your brother Killer Side, the Dark Tribe, man, and I'm going to pass the mic around a little bit, let my brothers introduce themselves, the rest of the co-hosts that's on here before we get started, man. Peace and blessings to the multitude, man. Where everybody at? Where you at, Lord?
Happy Holy Divine Day. This is Lord Buck, member of the El Shabazz Tribe, checking in from Arkansas.
Almighty.
Yeah, pawns up, peace and Lord to the body. Lord Infinite, taking that for the Mustafa tribe of the body, you know what I'm saying, last name first.
Almighty. Sorry, you got Lord. Besides, you there, Lord? I'm good. Almighty. Hey, Mighty, brother, what's good? Man, it's blessed. It's blessed. I ain't mean to, man, but I click you clean in on the podcast, bro. Okay. Almighty to the multitude, though, man. We on here, man. We just discussing elitism, man. I'm glad. I'm glad you here too, bro. This is my brother, man. Introduce yourself, brother, to the multitude that listen, bro. Man, see, Almighty Vice Lord Nation from the state of Mississippi. Man, Almighty. Yeah, look, bro. Wonderful, man. So, yeah, our topic today, this is our third episode, man, of the Golden Star Podcast. We're going to be discussing elitism, you know. So, I'm going to pass the mic to my brother, Lord Buck, man. Let us begin this thing off, man. Where you at, Lord Buck, man? Go ahead and kick it off, man. Almighty, bro.
Yeah, pause, peace and love. Yeah, I'm going to start the topic of discussion of elitism. I'm going to start it off with what I was told by the Honorable Ben Ali as I was writing the vision of King Hassan Shabazz. He told me that on the street, if you was a chief of a branch of vice lord or of a deck or a body, that when you got locked up, you became a general. But when Bobby Gore became a Muslim, he did away with generals, and generals became elites, which elites was the service of the people. It was the elite's job to learn the new literature and laws and the nation and take it back to the street and teach it on the street. And vice lord elite is constituted as the best of our kind. So when you see a brother and he's the best of our kind, whether he holds the title or the esteem of being an elite, if the brother is the best of our kind and he carried himself upright, his character reflects elitism. So you got a lot of brothers running around saying they're elites. They got the title that's not worthy of the position. So that's what, my opinion of an elite is. That's what I was taught. And we can go around and every brother can expound on their definition of elite.
Almighty. Anybody else? And I want to say this here before we get all the way into it. For everybody that's listening, please mute your phone because we were kind of having technical difficulties and we were unable to mute everybody. So anybody that's coming on, I know you all hear the beeping. That's for the people that's coming on, that's listening at the show, as well as I know we got people that's on Facebook and it's Facebook, YouTube, and so on and so forth. So if you all have any kind of questions or comments, feel free to get on with us and dialogue, ask your questions or whatnot. But I just wanted to say that so it won't be too much noise in the background. Almighty to the body, man.
Almighty, brother. It's Mighty C speaking, bro. As to what was proposed to the audience, bro was absolutely right. An elite is the best of our kind. Furthermore, an elite is the overseer of the nation. When you get to talking about the governing body of the people, you notice there's a thing called a location in it. You see what I'm saying? So every precinct of vice lord that has a location normally has an elite that's responsible for overseeing that, meaning he's the makeup of being able to enforce all the other positions and making sure that the brothers in the other titles are doing their jobs. Sometimes even you have I don't know, I guess there's a different structure depending on which book you're coming from when you get talking about POAs and things of that nature. But no matter what structure you fall under, we all understand that at the end of the day, we go back to our elite. So that's how crucial the elite is to the chain of command. Mike.
Oh my. Anybody else? Man, that's the whole point. I'm gonna say this brother Kent. From what beloved said earlier, you know, from brother Bobby. Brother Bobby was our first supreme elite, and that title, just giving it a little history about the chain of command. The chain of command was composed by two individuals, mainly, you know, and that was the Honorable Bobby and the old man Alfred, and his son, really, Freddie Gage. But at that particular time, Freddie Gage was one of the individuals who implemented the stars. He the one brought forth the star. But many different sets and branches were calling each other different things. This branch might say a general. This branch might say a lieutenant. This branch might say captains, and so on and so forth. Different branches of different things had different things. And as they were solidifying the nation under one drawing, they had to establish one title. You know what I'm saying? And elite was that title that was prescribed as that title that we're gonna go by. All vice lords are gonna go by this. And yes, it means the best. You feel me? And this generation, I'm not even gonna say this generation because it began, the weakening of the nation began probably, I would say, in the 90s. Well, I'm gonna say it might have started like in the late 80s on to the 90s, around the years of the crack epidemic. The crack epidemic ended up locking a lot of guys up, which left another generation to, like for example, I'm gonna speak on the Hadari aspect of it. At one particular time, while the vice lords was out there, you know, they fighting for ballparks and ballparks, arcade centers, little spots like this here. You had a branch. At this particular time, you had the phones, and even some of the travelers were establishing street corners for drug reasons. And by this time, you know, the nation began to see the powers of the crack epidemic, man. And that's when a lot of the division and all of that stuff ended up coming about. You know what I'm saying? Which gave way to a whole lot of different forms of power and authority by the 90s. You know, where each branch was starting to divide because our kings were locked up, our founders and stuff were locked up, which left a lot of people that were just selling a whole bunch of dope, doing whatever they was doing in the streets. And now, the generation that transpired after that is basically the generation that we have now. The generation that we have now, yo, man, I don't know what to, you know, I don't know what to call it, bro. I don't know what to call it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe one of y'all know what to call it. But, you know, it's just, it is what it is right now, because anybody can say anything, and if certain people are not around, they'll get away with that anything for what they say. Personally, I met one dude told me he's a senior. I'm a senior. I'm a 5-star supreme. What the dude told me? A senior elite. Some shit. I don't know what that nigga said. Some old crazy ass. I don't know what that nigga said. But to guys that don't know, hey, you get away with that. You know, you get away with that, but you know, it is what it is. Hello? Yeah, bro, what's up? Oh, my. Go ahead, Lord. You saying some more? Go ahead. I was just trying to pause up, but I add on to the conversation while I got the time. That definitely, I'm in solid agreement with everybody saying, like, with Elite being the best of all kind. Also, man, agreement, like, with the program ones, man, that go in deeper for me and what I kind of came to learn and what I ain't gonna say stand on, but I kind of just process information, like being who I'm here. So I look at it like this, like, yeah, you got your 5 stars, 3 stars, and high structure out there for us. When I look at a man like we judge as a man bird, I look at the high title and everything when we calling ourselves vice literary, meaning second to Allah. Like we all at different points in our life on that golden path bed. That's a strong ass title. You calling yourself the second to Allah, second to God, second to Jehovah, second to Yahweh, you know what I'm saying? Whatever name you process from that tetragrammaton, but you calling yourself second to that, you know what I'm saying? I.e. like being that Christ, that Muhammad, you know what I'm saying, Yeshua. So it's like, it's a path that all of us on, like we striving for atonement or trying to be at one bit. That's a strong title, and we say elite. In my mind, I'm looking at one that exemplify that character. Like, man, I see that Christ in that person. I see that Christ centering in that person, because they standing on that title right there within themselves. You can see that by their action. You can see that by their deeds and how they carry themselves. Like, and I liken it to this too, like a lot coming up, like the brother brought up the crack era. And I was looking at the deal too, like we look at the church, we look at the mosques, we look even looking at our organization, like only a lot of the churches, the mosques, like these attracting old people. Like a lot of these places ain't really attracting the youth. So it's like when we factor that in too, like with the mind, like the brother was saying, with the leading up with the youth, like a lot of our youth, like after, I wouldn't call it being led to, but it like a lot of the generation before, you know what I'm saying, like we were taught words, go to school, get a good job, and work for the rest of your life. That type of lifestyle, that type of program ain't working for no more in these communities. Like a lot of these guys, they done made a lot of mistakes, whether they done got dealt with like teens, they getting these young sister pregnant, now you got a baby, you got to take care of at an early age, and it's a lot of different factors that your mama might be on drugs with you and able to take you end up becoming the head of the household at an early age. There's a lot of factors that all you go through and deal with, and that create a whole, you know what I'm saying, chaos or problem, like with adding on to the further generation. And I was going back into the nation though, like when them brother created like CBL Incorporated and all of that, you can see it in law. Like they were sat down, they were like, yeah, we want to start the problem, like what made these guys be criminal minded, what made these guys go pick up a gun, what made these guys go do all the wrong shit in our society. Like we want to create preventive measures. So when they created CBL Link, that way they would like to create the teen time, like the student hall, like something for the kid to go and do, like the be constructor. They had a clothing store, taste ice cream. All of these were programs to, you know what I'm saying, steer the minds of the youth into a better, more productive direction. However, like we see what happened with the war on games and a lot of the funding, you know what I'm saying, when they went into place on that. Like, but that's a whole other conversation. But for get back on topic, like with elitism, like it, like I feel like in my, I ain't gonna say feel, but just being off of leadership. Like you got in leadership, like just in the basically the definition, you gonna either lead a person by love or you gonna lead a person by fear. Those are the only two, you know what I'm saying, pendulums that you're gonna see. Like you can tell like if this leadership on fear, you can tell if it's on love. By, you know what I'm saying, the fruits that are there by this seed. And I'm in at the beginning of the call, like a lot of the brother was saying, one brother was saying like a lot of one claim position of leadership but ain't got no seed that bearing fruit. Like ain't like who listen to that, cause the tree right, you know what I'm saying? It ain't people, you know what I'm saying? People like that who talking and without works. Like people like that time that teaching where it was like, do as I say, but not as I do. That's out the window when we dealing with all you. But we all know, like, we go off actions. Like in the Quran, they express that, and that it stuck with my mind. Like in the Quran, they broke down this about the religion of Islam. Like you'll never see no pictures of Muhammad, no pictures of any other prophets. You know what I'm saying? Even though they got their whole Jesus in our regard in the Quran, but the reason why they say that images shape all of the reality. So when you attach something to an image, you know what I'm saying, you kind of associate that image with what that is, and that what it is kind of lose value, kind of fall short of that. So we don't put a image on elite, you know what I'm saying, whether it be that person or that person, but we forget the qualities and traits of whatever elite is, like the best of all kind. Like you doing something detrimental, like you killing all people, and you putting poison out here, like whether you got the following or not, but is you the best of all kind? Like what's the best of all kind for all kind? But I'll leave my piece with her. Peace and love.
Yo, that was really deep. That last part, what you were saying about one's place the image of elite. And that's deep because, and that could be changed because when a person see elite, they don't see the definition of the best. They just see a leader. Oh, he one of the leaders of the White Lord. But they don't see what the real definition is. Oh, he's the best. This guy right there, he's supposed to be the best. They don't see that. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that we as elites or leaders or influence and things of that nature, we can actually change that. You know what I'm saying? We can actually change that. And that's basically what we're doing by educating people. Because a lot of people, I'm knowing that a lot of young brothers and sisters that are listening at this production right now, some of them may not even know. And I'm not sure. I don't know if any of the callers that's listening got any questions. And Maria, if you can you see the comments to see if anybody had any questions? Keep us updated on that, because I can't see it. I know I can't see it, but that really needs to be, worked on. Constantly pushing that narrative that if you are our elite, you are the best. Because a lot of dudes ain't got no good holding them tight just based off of the way they look, they sound, the things that they do. Man, them dudes ain't elite. A lot of dudes ain't.
So can I read you a comment and maybe you guys can respond to it? Sharif El Shabazz says, I propose that we purge our chain of command.
We purge.
Yeah, it says, I propose that we purge our chain of command. And then he puts laughter.
What did they kid?
He's cracking up too, but I just thought I'd...
Excuse me. We don't have an actual chain of command to be purged. So she got a good point. But if we had one, we could do that. But we don't have one to be purged. We don't have a single leadership.
Hey, who is that?
And then Dennis...
This brother Breeze.
Then,
out of Chicago.
Almighty, bro.
We don't have a firm chain of command any longer.
And then Dennis McMurray says, most of the leadership was in the pen when we was younger.
That's facts.
That's true.
Oh, sorry, you had something to say, though, bro? I heard, bro, China.
Yeah, see, we don't. Today we have a lot of microwave leaders. I like to call it microwave leaders. And that's due. A lot of that's due to circumstances because of the bona fide leaders were shut down in some form or fashion. So the true leaders
look to them, to the bona fide leaders and what they were doing, and try to emulate that in their character today. But on a bigger scale, we don't. The Vice Lord has no standard. It has when we say the universal elite is the best of our kind, there has to be a measurement. There has to be something that we measure that brother or sister from. And we do have it. It's not being taught. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, how do we measure that brother or sister to be the best of their kind? And you hear a lot of brothers say, well, they move in the signs of Vice Lord. You know what I'm saying? And so when I think signs of Vice Lord, I think the Almighty signs and symbols, because the Almighty signs and symbols teach you how to operate as a Vice Lord. One time I said before is that I was taught Lordism is the manifest representation of the Almighty signs and symbols. So the manifest representation. So when you see a brother manifest that them signs and symbols, that's moving in the signs, and that's how you begin to judge elites from elites or being the best of their kind. But with that being the best of their kind comes work. No, not everybody is gonna not everybody is gonna produce the same level of work. But the point is, what are the elites doing? The underlying point is, what are the elites doing to see that the nation is in a better condition in which it was yesterday, the day before, the day before, the day before, and the day before. That's how we're judged. A brother told me that elites are judged by how the decisions affect the nation. That's what I was told. When I came into Ville, and when I first was given the opportunity to understand that I can move up, the brother told me, he said, understand that universal elites are judged by how their decisions affect the nation. And so then decisions are handed down through a chain of command. And then the brothers the brothers under them are judged by how they are judged by them decisions, how they're implemented, carried out, and so forth and so forth. But on a larger scale, because the brother's right, we have no singular line of authority. There's no way to purge it unless the righteous find a way to differentiate between the unrighteous leaders and the righteous leaders. And I'm gonna leave with this. Those righteous leaders need to ask those leaders that are not doing anything for the nation but causing problems. Are you working for the government? I mean, are you an agent provocateur? Are you an infiltrator? Because if we're doing something right and you're coming in and you're disrupting this, history says that you are the enemy, that you are working for the government. So that's the question need to be posed to these brothers who oppose brothers trying to make the nation better. Mikey.
Yeah, about that. I wanna expound on elitism too. I deal with a lot of different brothers too, and you deal with different. You identify yourself, brother. Yeah, this Lord Buck from Arkansas. Okay, bro. Yeah, I deal with a lot of brothers from different walks of life, different schools of thought, different degrees in Lordism, and just different degrees in life, period. And it's a science to dealing with people. You got to be able to meet people where they at and build them up where they at. You got to know how to reach them. And then I see, too, that, a lot of brothers is elite. Some brothers have good intentions. Some just not equipped mentally, physically, and spiritually to be in the role that they give it. They earned it, and they good people, but it's like I say, it's a science when dealing with people and being able to lead people. You got a lot of people don't read, don't study, and you have to build your intellect in order to be able to lead people. And in Chicago defense, like I tell our brothers all the time, Cicero started on the street. So you had these brothers that was on this street that was able to govern on the street. Then it got big. It spread it from state to state, city to city, and it got too big for them. So what you got these brothers that's right here, they can't tell you how to govern Arkansas because they never been to Arkansas. They can't tell you how to govern Mississippi because they never been. Not saying that
they not able to. It's just sometimes, man, you have to grow into the role. You have to know, and God have to give you a lot of stuff that you need to lead. So, you know, that's in the defense of a lot of brothers that's in leadership. They just not, hey, the job is just too big for them.
But that brother in Texas got his hands full. I'm gonna tell you something, man. You know, it could be looked at many different ways. You know, I remember back in 2007. Back in 2007, I was incarcerated. I was in Camp 32 in Parchment, Mississippi. At this particular time, this was like the worst prison in the country because they had guns. I'm talking about inmates with guns. You know what I'm saying? And I just came to the prison, and at that particular time, I was a minister, and I came and I was meeting all of these elites, and it was like, this was a real war zone. I'm talking about the Lords and the disciples. They was in war. I'm talking about they was in real life war. And I was talking to the guys, and it was a couple of them I used to talk to. I used to always be on law says this and law says that. Our truth teacher say this and our truth teacher say that. And one of the brothers told me, he said, man, how the hell did you talk all this law shit when every cell I gotta walk by, they try to stab me. Every cell I walk by, I gotta wonder if the officer is on my side or on the opposition side. You talking law this and law that. When we got so many different things going on, but my point is this here. I was just doing my best to lead in a fashion that I knew, which was through the truth of teachers. You feel what I'm saying? Whereas when I stepped foot in a war zone, I didn't know how the leadership was being built, how the leadership was being molded. I didn't know how things was getting started. I didn't know why things was getting started. I just know that I'm a leader now, and y'all done just dropped me off in Afghanistan. So I gotta make sure get back. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, and this goes back to a conversation that I was having with one of the brothers on the phone with me, and I was talking to an elder, and this elder brother had did 27 years, y'all. He had did 27 years. He's one of the founders, and he did 27 years in prison and got out. And as he got out, you know, he ain't up on all of this. When he left the street, Oklahoma Hustle was in 2-3 neighborhoods on the west side of Chicago. You see what I'm saying? So, but by the time he got out, he getting phone calls from those in Texas, Mississippi, and Indiana, and all. And true enough, he was a chief. He was one of these original guys that was at that meeting at Delano Middle School. Yes, he was there. But the thing about the matter is this man been gone so long to the point that he's stepping foot in a whole nother world. And his love and the passion that he had for what he is, he don't want to stand down because he says the nation is in turmoil. It'll perish if he just stand down, but he still don't know what he's doing. You feel what I'm saying? And we can't say that, you know, like some of these young dudes be saying now, that old ass niggas sit your ass down. This is where a lot of these youngsters think. You feel what I'm saying? But when you got a righteous representative such as us that's on this land, we see that passion. You feel what I'm saying? But it's time for us to start stepping up and start taking these torches, holding these torches in honor, and holding these brothers that we see holding that passion like Raheem. These older brothers like this here, these older brothers they love this shit. They love this because they helped found it, and this is all they know. But it ain't the same as it was in the 50s, in the 60s, in the 70s when they left and came back. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of times we can't really fault them, you know what I'm saying, because they put in work. They put in work or whatever it was they did to get locked up, and now they back. You feel what I'm saying? But shoot, man, I mean, man, they ain't up on all this technology and shit that we got going on with these mechanical ass cell phones, these computers in the palm of our hand. You know what I'm saying? Part of my body is almighty.
Almighty. Peace and blessings.
So you guys do have some more comment. You guys do have some more comments that maybe need to be addressed. To God, Kamari Thomas says, laws not being enforced, beloved. Most structures are broken and weak. Taja Shepherd says, education comes first. And then you also got a comment from Adani who says, elites are the best of their kind. However, in my opinion, elites should be leading by example, not by status. We serve our people. We are as one. Look out for the people, work for the people. It is the duty of our elites to help each body member grow and become an asset and not a liability. Can't speak law and live differently.
Indeed.
That's right. Go ahead, beloved.
Indeed. My name is Chief Sharif El Shabazz, and I'm of the El Shabazz tribe. I've been trying to chime in for a minute with y'all. I can relate to what the brother Buck was just talking about as far as being locked away for a long time and getting out here and being totally unfamiliar with the body. Now, a lot of things then transpired going through this. I did 24 years in Michigan, but I'm from Chi. And I was down there when Lon C and all the elder brothers died. King Bean down there, and of course, King AJ. May Allah bless him and all those who have passed. But what I'm talking about is I got out and underwent the same type of ordeal with the body and being unfamiliar with ones out here, because throughout the time we've been infiltrated. Everybody that's standing in the body ain't lords. We've been infiltrated. There's a whole branch that call themselves lords and say they under the act, but ain't got no tribal roots. I used to run around with Bobby Gore when I was young, one of them kids that used to be in the crowd around him all the time. And he used to preach lordism as an ideology and a theology. But it's changed. It became gangbanging throughout the time. It became fighting for the decks, fighting for the blocks, the drug game, the COINTELPRO, the decapitation of the kings, a wild-ass body just out here running rampant with no leadership. And then you got the bogus ones who came about and touch rank or juice and start buying particular stars, buying juice. And these ones today still out here standing, and I call them nice lords, ice lords. The ice lords is the ones that claim to be big chiefs, but they milking the bodies for the finance. All right? And all of these particular ones that infiltrated us, pardon the body. Go ahead, brother, Mike. Okay, and all of these brothers that came about and infiltrated, you know, under some unrighteous acts, clicking, and all of this nonsense that's still going down today by even the elder brothers. You know what I mean? I propose that we purge this chain, that we recognize the ones that stand as self, as lords, righteous individuals. Because ones first got to understand, to become a representative of this great nation, you led by the 75, by the literature that's handed down. And it used to be a prerequisite. Like I came up in Rockwell Guard, 2417 building.
Rockwell.
I used to have to, stay in. Now I learned my lesson. And the brothers used to bring me bags of food, McDonald's, and I couldn't come out. There was a discipline that came along with coming up in the ranks as a representative. Now, when you get on this 75, you get on the golden path of Lordism, okay? We can't adhere to vices and teach that we're supposed to grasp onto these desires and these vices. This is what we're supposed to overcome as representatives. We're supposed to be perfecting ourselves, walking on the golden path. That's the path of God, and there's nothing different. The golden path is, in Islam, Sirat al-Mustaqim, which is the straight way. There is no other way of the Lord. Mighty,
almighty, man. I used to run through Rockwell, man. That was some of my areas, though, man. That's where I got blessed and co-ed through Rockwell Guards, man. For real. Yeah.
That's so find the body. This grieves me, Shabazz. I got one question, brother. I want to know who's going to tell Mr. Grant that they anticipate abolishing the chain of command for vice lord. Cause I just don't see Minister Rico going for that.
But look, part my body. Cause I don't wanna. We not here to promote the politics of vice lord.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We don't want to take the call to become a political drawing. You know what I'm saying? But I would say that the body does need to be cleaned up. You feel what I'm saying? And it starts with demonstrations such as what we're doing now. You know, as we build with the masses, and I would like you all to inbox the message to page. Make sure that you all get us your contacts so we can kind of stay in tune with you all, so y'all can know about the other. This is our third episode, and we got our whole season lined up. But we want to do more stuff. You know, hopefully soon. You know, if the Lord say the same, we'll be more boots on the ground, because we really trying to pull up. You know what I'm saying? We trying to pull up, Joe. You know what I'm saying? And demonstrate as real lords do. You know what I'm saying? In the flesh. You know, but I do agree that the body should be cleaned up. But I feel as if it's something that don't need to be. You know, certain things don't have to be petitioned. Certain things you just do certain things because, you know, as law states, you know, you got to keep the nation within its youth. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure that majority of the elders, first and foremost, I would like to say that, you know, they don't participate in nothing negative, no type of bullshit. So I want to clean that up for the airway. That's not for you, bro, but that's for anybody any of the gen that's sitting there listening on some dumb shit. You feel what I'm saying? I want to clean up, you know, that, you know, majority of our elder brothers are not indulged in any type of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Any type of street shit. So it's like majority of those older brothers will commend any righteous brother that's doing a righteous demonstration. You feel what I'm saying? For the people, because majority of those old guys, man, done did 20, 30. I'm sure, bro, I think bro did like 42 years. You feel what I'm saying? Bro did like 42 years in that joint, you know, before he touched down and seen what this is. So you best believe he lost, but he got peers that's around, he got loved ones that's around him, that's embracing him, making sure that he ain't in the wilderness. True enough, he's lost in this new world, but he got loved ones that still protecting him and still guide him through this new world. You feel what I'm saying? But it's a lot of elders out there like that, man. They don't know half of the shit that's going on, and they constantly seeing that a lot of these younger brothers are going to the feds. Think about Operation Day Trade. Operation Day Trade was KT and like 60 mafias that got locked up. You got Operation Street, that was Operation Street Sweeper with like 60-something mafias. You got Operation Day Trade. With these feds swarming down, and they not getting just you. They getting your whole team, 10, 20, 30 of your members, your top members. You feel what I'm saying? The RICO Act, Continuing Criminal Enterprise Act. These elders seeing all of this shit taking place from these devices that we have in our hands. So we have to protect our elders by, excluding them from the bullshit that we know that they not in. But see, the opposition being this government, they will still use those positive elders just because y'all founded this shit. Y'all founded this, and we couldn't kill you like we did took it. So we gonna lock your ass up just because you founded this here. You know what I'm saying? This is the way these oppositions be looking at things. And it's a shame, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, pardon the body. Hey, there was I want to use an example. All right. Now I know you said this ain't a political drawing, but nonetheless, the beginning of all the problems is the political issue. Now, the political issue about it all, that's not, is that the name itself has been criminalized since 1973. And this is something that old man, Bobby Gore, used to speak on. That the New Nation Act, that's what I support. The All is One Act, Peaceful Act, the rebuilding of the pyramid. All right? And it all starts with elitism. It all starts with the best that our mob has offered. It does. Now, when we dealing with elites, we got a tight chain, or should have a tight chain. All right? We the leaders. Now, we're having a tight chain. We should draw one another as self. Meaning, if I'm moving a certain way, then I know that the next elite brother or chief is moving the same way, because we move as one unit, in unity, which is our most sacred weapon. But nonetheless, we've been drawn away from this because we don't get on one accord. And the one accord we should be on is what Bobby was speaking on. The criminalized name is going to remain. This is what they got, okay? Now, we got other names as well. We got tribal backgrounds. And that's the roots of who we truly are, the essence of who we are. We need to start drawing from what they don't know so we can move. And I'm not saying criminally. We know who we are. We know as a nation we move righteously. And another political measure is we are a nation. So that means we must nationalize. So far, I've nationalized the El Shabazz tribe. I made ones aware who I was supposed to make aware, but I took the name as the custodian and I nationalized it to protect every individual lord who pleads allegiance to the tribe with all the original laws and concepts intact. So that's truly Lordism. Mighty.
Body. I'm going to start down here, Representative in Virginia. And I just went through a situation where, back to the leaders, some of these people being just infiltrators, because they be, I was like a new brother or whatnot, and I was there, like they be leaving wrong for their own personal gain. They don't even be having nothing to really do with the building. And they use that, and they use, and I noticed that and these individuals, you know, they use others basically for their own personal gain. It's wrong. So I do agree with everything that brothers are saying.
Oh my, bro. Hey, pardon the body, bro. Pardon the body, bro. The INC, bro. Hey, the brother that was just speaking as to the politics, bro. We have to deal with the political part. There's no way we can step. And the reason is, indeed, politics is what's got us. The reason politics is what's going to get us away from here. Yes, that's right, brother. Yeah, the politics got us here. It's only going to be the politics that get us away from here from this point. And as far as elitism, there is a criteria set forth. Who's the set that in 1989? It's called grounding. But there is a criteria to measure us by. Yes, sir. That's right. Oh, right. You got brother coordinator order, brother? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, the crowning learner. That identifies an elite. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do everybody understand that? Yes, sir. Respect. Righteous endeavors for progression and just on a path, man. This I've been living this way. Just to refill some fast again, part of the body. I've been living on this path, man, since I was 9 years old. I'm 49 in a couple of days, June 30th. All right? I done been around all the originals. I done been around when Uther was coming through like a president or something out west. You know, I done been around Lon C. I done been around King Bean. I was his S for a few years. All right? Now, I'm in tune with how this body goes. I'm in tune with the brothers I'm supposed to be in tune with, but the body itself. One individual ain't bigger than this body. And that's what seemed like been demonstrated in the recent past. Everywhere I go, I'm greeted by an individual who says he's on the path, but yet his words, actions, and deeds displays otherwise. Now, there's also a sanction system where ones get wrote up. But it seems as though the writers are not effective. Ones are not, they're not adhering, they're not honoring no stars. If ones don't really know who you are or unfamiliar, like I said, I've been locked up for 24 years. I got out here and watched the body everywhere, personally, on the internet, everywhere. And I done been attacked by ones, you know, and don't know who I am. You know, and I've been embraced by ones. But nonetheless, man, it's these knucklehead individuals out here, man, who really don't understand what Lordism stands for. Lordism don't have the word vices attached to it. There's a reason for that. Facts. That's what we get back on. Now, if you see or witness one who calls himself the Lord, and his words, actions, and deeds don't support their title or the master sign, it's one's duty to get that one together. And if he ain't adhering to law, you're supposed to write him up and put a charge in. We got a judicial system within our own government, beloved. We just got to use it and honor it. Almighty. Almighty. I think Bro Cyrus has something. Where you at, Lord? I'm in Almighty. No, I'm saying, I'm talking about on Cyrus. Cyrus, you had something to say to you? I couldn't see your day. He must be straight. But yeah, when it comes down to change begins with the leaders establishing a new thought, a new way of doing things. And I was explaining that to a group of brothers a while back,
how the whole AVLN came about, you know what I'm saying? Because many just don't know the difference between the two demonstrations of the CVLN and the AVLN and so forth. But the thing is, you know, it was just younger brothers that felt that a change had to be established. And I give it to the Honorable Bobby that he allowed that change, but at the same time he got out the way of it. Majority of all of the founders and the pioneers of the CVLN basically stepped out of the way and allowed the AVLN to manifest itself. And hold on, I'm trying to make sure. I don't know what just happened to my phone. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they basically stepped out of the way and allowed, you know, with the death of Mahdi, Bobby, he stepped down, you know, he pulled away. The next supreme was you know, the stuff that went on with Mongoose on the inside. He had a lot of different things that went on with a lot of elders. And Brother Raheem, he just touches down. But this demonstration in which we all are mainly a part of now, which is this almighty vice lord nation, you know, this was composed by younger elites whom eventually became kings, those such as Willie Lord, Walter Lee, and a few others, you know, even Mustafa King Neal, and so on and so forth. You know, these brothers were individuals that were under other individuals. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people, I don't know, I'm not sure how many listeners that we actually have listening right now, you know, because we don't have too many, everybody can't go to the west side of Chicago and get the truth about the origin of what they say that they're a part of. Everybody's not blessed to sit down with the older guys. You feel what I'm saying? So, hold on.
We don't get to you now. Go ahead, you tell us.
So, no, I'm just saying my phone's steady doing some strange stuff. But anyway, so the thing is, you know, I'm taking the time to sit down and deal with these older brothers and to get these origins. You know, when it come down to Walter Wheat, he was up under Chief Greg. Willie Lord, he was up under Chief Greg. Then they was up under the old man Alfred and a few other different individuals. You know, most of our kings that we go by, that we know of today, our kings were seeds of other individuals. You see what I'm saying? Our kings, be it Muhammad, be it Uther, be it whoever, majority of the kings that we follow under our second generation vice lords that fell up under Pimp, Bobby, and so on and so forth. And they were the ones that stepped up like, man, this is not going in the right direction, because we all pay attention to history. In 68, 69, on to about around 1970, that's around the time when Bobby, Big Al, and a lot of our elders, Goat, Dino, a lot of them guys there were getting killed, were getting sent to prison, were doing different things like that, and it left our nation in turmoil. It left our nation divided. It left our nation broke. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of other elders that were still in play were on drugs. You see what I'm saying? So it left our nation in a condition of wilderness, of a state of wilderness, where we just wandered until a few brothers just decided, man, I'm tired of this shit, man. What's up, man? What y'all want to do, man? And some gotta change, man. What's up? And that's what Walter Lee, Willie Lord, and all of them brothers did. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, we there now.
And we are. and we are. We most definitely are. But the thing is, in order for us to do it, it's gonna take because this ain't just one side of a city, or this ain't just one neighborhood. We all spread out everywhere. So in order for us to reestablish anything, it's gonna take a lot of communication. It's gonna take a lot of structuring. It's gonna take a lot of trust. It's gonna even take sacrifice. You feel what I'm saying? So therefore, that's like the reason why we founded this podcast, is so we could reach out to brothers and sisters so they could just be scrolling on Facebook and they see this. This ain't 1958. This ain't 1968. This is 2022. Shit, we gonna pull up in the palm of your hand. If we can't pull up in your neighborhood, we gonna pull up in the palm of your damn hand, and we gonna speak what it is. You feel what I'm saying? And if you feel the same way that we feel, that you hear us speaking, then you joining us. You feel what I'm saying? You join us and you work with us to help us establish a better nation. That's our whole thing.
Hard about it. I keep I know it's a lot of different brothers on this phone. I've been chimed in for about 20, 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, somewhere. A lot of y'all might not know me on the phone, but I'm going to say who I am, and I would like to speak my. Indeed. Go ahead, Noble.
Hey, I don't hear nothing. Almighty, bro. Speak up, bro. We can't hear you. Well, you had a red carpet there, bro. We waiting on it.
Phone probably malfunctioning, some technology.
Yeah.
Okay, we gonna wait, Noble. We here. You speak when you get ready.
And where man say, Lord, Infinite, y'all brothers still there? I just want to make sure.
We still.
Okay, I just want to let this on you. Okay. Y'all both got anything y'all want to implement? I'm
loving the dialogue, and I appreciate every brother that took the time to get on and expound on the topic.
Yes, brother. Indeed. I just want to know a way to have all the numbers, right? What you have to do is you have to message the page. Or you can message me or any of these brothers directly, because we have to stay connected. We have to.
What's the page?
Well, the page is still on the Golden Star Podcast. You can message the page.
I got it.
Or you can, because I'm not sure who book that you ever accept your
yeah.
Okay, so you should be able to see it. So any of y'all that's listening and that's on there that want to connect with us, we ask y'all to share the podcast. Share it. We on YouTube. We on Facebook. We on Twitter. We soon gonna be on a whole lot of different other platforms. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to clean up the image of Vice Lord. That's our whole thing. We're not promoting anything outside of Vice Lord right now. You feel what I'm saying? We're coming together on our common denominator, which is our last name. This is what it is. So if y'all trying to get in tune to assist in promoting this, because we need help. Soon what we're trying to do is we're trying to push the podcast to a greater level. We're trying to re-educate the masses when it comes down to literature, make sure that brothers have the proper literature. We're trying to make sure that the brothers are in tune with who they should be in tune with. Things of that nature there. But the only way that we can do that is through communication. So yes, if you listen, share the podcast first and foremost, and message us. Send it, what I'm saying? Hit us up and let us know a different topic that you all may want to hear. Get on, call in, give your comments, give your questions. Maria, you still there, Maria?
Yes, I am.
Is there any more comments?
There's a lot.
Oh man.
There's a lot. Let me go back up to where I left off. J Moses L says, I feel like my generation of VL that's mid-20s or younger should really study the teaching of the almighty Vice Lord nation, because the Vice Lords are foolish and ignorant and pushing bad image of the nation.
Right.
And that person goes on later to say, sometimes some of elites be setting bad examples to the nation. R.J. Miller says, we have to evolve beyond the streets. The Lord should master all worlds. The streets is the lowest we have to crush the beast and not allow the beast to crush us. If we want the nation to survive, we have to be productive. And then Taja Shepherd says, as long as they're eating out of grocery stores, working packs, and holding down the block, we stuck. We need a chain of command that commands ownership of businesses and means of creating programs without government intervention. We have to win back our youth administrations by how we create the atmosphere of the finer things of life righteously.
Who said that, Maria?
Taja Shepherd.
Oh man, whoever that is, Taja Shepherd, you need to hit us up. We need you.
I'm trying to find that. Can you repeat it, Maria?
Yeah, let me repeat it. It says, as long as they eating out of grocery stores, working packs, and holding down the block, we're stuck. We need a chain of command that commands ownership of businesses and means of creating programs without government intervention. We have to win back our youth's admirations by how we create the atmosphere of the finer things of life righteously.
Real talk, real talk. And we really over the time, because we only really get on here for an hour. But I want to take the time and I want to speak on. Let me see. The first thing I want to speak on, I don't know if you all know Minister Longstreet, but Minister Anthony Longstreet, he was on our last episode, our part 2 episode, but he's a 5-star University elite brother, and he was found dead. They say it was over. He was found dead in Las Vegas on a curb, bleeding out of his eyes or something. We don't know the ins and outs of the whole thing, but I just wanna pay my respects to that brother, because that's a real close brother to me, as well as to a lot of other brothers and sisters out there. And without whether they know the brother or not, that's your brother if he's a Vice Lord. You feel what I'm saying? And so I want you all to, say your prayers, give a special prayer, whatever, for his family, He got a lot of children that he leave behind. Next, I would like to open the floor real quick for my brother Main C, so he can tell us more about what's going on here in the state of Mississippi, bro, with the demonstration. I don't know if y'all had one today and tomorrow. Oh man, Main C, go ahead, brother. Tell us more about what's taking place in Mississippi, bro, for the weekend.
You there?
Should be, hold on. Yeah, he bro, 9 times out of 10 driving his truck. He might be in his truck. I don't know though. He might be parked somewhere. I don't know. But they're having a Juneteenth event, and a lot of the Panthers, many of the gun clubs and things are going to Natchez, Mississippi. I don't have the full details pulled up on my phone, but it's going to be a real strong show of militants. I'm telling you, man, and it's going to look real good. And I wish that I was there, man. Honestly, man, but Main C, and if you move
from the southern region, gonna represent. They there. The brothers from the southern region, they will be there.
Right. Indeed. gonna be a lot of brothers and sisters that's gonna be there, man. I wish that I was there. But let me see, what else? Is there anything else? I want y'all. I'm gonna say this shit. I'm gonna let my brother come in and speak on it also, man. But for those that haven't went and got the Vision of a Side book, man, y'all need to go get that book, man. Man, especially I've been passing it around to every land that I came across. But I pass it around to every vice lord, period. But every man, I don't care what's in front of them, every individual within that tribe needs to be reading that book. That's for real, man. Lord Book, you want to give it more detail or whatever? I hate when you ain't got the link to post on the show.
They can get that time about the show from a posting of that book, so they can get it.
Okay. Well, bro might be on mute, so I ain't sure. But brothers need to get that book, man. That's a very powerful book, and I want everybody to take the time to get that book and read that book. Okay. Yeah, we hear you now.
Hear you.
I can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you, Lord.
Hear you.
Hey, I want to interject something on the book. A while back, a brother was told that a brother asked for a Xerox copy of that book. And I told the brother to tell the brother to pay for the book. Support the brother. Don't just get don't Xerox copy. They're stealing from another brother. Now, I'm not saying no names, but I'm saying these are our leaders. This brother is in elite position telling another brother to copy the book so he can have it. Why not pay for the book?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Pay for the brother's book. Support the brother. You'll go out and buy polo. You'll go out and buy one of these ball crap books. You'll go out and buy some cigarettes. You go out and pay for the brother's book. You say you love BL, you're going to put your life on BL for it. So we know brothers that are doing that now. Tell them now, pay for the brother's book.
Pay for it. Facts.
Yeah, if it was dope, a brother pulled up and took his money and his dope. Okay, well, this brother selling, he's selling positive dope. And this dope is the information for the nation that you need in order to take the nation further. And then the situation this brother did makes it more phenomenal because he's doing more for the nation in his position than this brother's doing for the nation as an elite. But man, don't steal from the brother. We know brothers doing that type of stuff, man. You need to put him in check. But I'm not gonna put the brother name out there. But he's that bit brought to the attention. But if he do it again or say anything about it, I'm gonna put him on Facebook to say.
Facts. Support, man. When they be speaking about supporting black-owned businesses, support vice lord businesses, man. Support. I got mine. I'm finna order another one because I think brother told me that he did put some extra pictures in there. I'm finna order another copy because I want the extra pictures. Facts. But yeah, man, we gotta support. We gotta support our brothers and sisters that's doing positive things, man. You know, like when y'all see this page, we need y'all to invite as many vice lords as y'all possibly can to this page. Because what we trying to do is we're trying to re-educate them and deprogram them. You feel what I'm saying? It's gonna be some negative ass people out there speaking they on Facebook talking about this or they on Facebook talking about that. Man, listen, man, y'all ain't saying nothing to half the niggas that went out there to that game name shit, sat there with the opposition and made help them white folks make white lord look bad. You feel what I'm saying? They did all that gangland shit and it helped society run our name through the mud. You feel what I'm saying? So help some positive, righteous brothers and sisters do some positive stuff when
when it comes down to clean it up, our whole thing is we're trying to take control over our own narrative and change that. You feel what I'm saying? Every time you see something negative about Vice Lord that's being put on Google or that's being put on YouTube, we coming right behind them and clear that shit up. It's real. Ain't no more putting no bogus literature or no bogus interviews and all this running our name all through the mud. We ain't doing that shit no more. We gonna control our own narrative. If Vice Lord got something to say, Vice Lord gonna say it. We ain't gonna wait on the feds to say it in their newspaper. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna wait on the feds to do this and the feds to do that. We gonna speak our own truth. That's what we have to do.
Everybody, in all honesty, there's a book called Vice Lords, Warriors of the Street. On the back of that book, it says that if we control our image, we can control how the world sees us. Find the book. It's the first book read. Vice Lords, Warriors of the Street. It gives you that in the back of that book.
Right.
There you go. If we doing the nation, the state of love is our statement and what we do in the fight. I don't, and I'm just saying that love, because it's in the same concept.
On the body, Lord. You kind of going in and out. No, we can't.
Okay, I'm saying the state of love, this state, I'm using that as the ticket. It says allows for the same something like allows for the same cause for the same goes live before new day. So the object is to make this bomb is to build on what we inherited from the people of the past, and we got to make it better. The respect and always comes in. It's like if I'm going on your car, I need to return to even put gas for the same amount of gas that you had there before I left. And clean, first thing was the nation. We borrowed the nation from somebody. It's guilty. We inherit it with our job to make it. And those who do not choose it, we have to look at it as agents of the government. We have to look at it in the light that you are trying to infiltrate us, to destroy us, and keep us back because we're doing something right. So if we are all doing something that's supported to the Jesus of the nation, and then you are opposing us, that means one thing: you are the enemy. You are the enemy, and we have to treat people like that. We're taught to do that. And not our nation, the people of the kid is going to work toward it. But some will oppose it. We are aware that some will oppose it. And therefore, we have to be ready to oppose that with the right information being put out there. And we need to show a distinction between the infiltrators, the fakers, and those who are just those who are there to cause problems. We have to show that. We have to show that distinction. The best way to show that distinction is to build a bond of brothers and sisters who want to see the nation better. Because just because brothers say they want to see the nation better, necessarily we need to see the work.
That's facts. That's almighty, bro. That's almighty, man. If anybody else got anything they wanted to say before we close.
I wanted to say one thing. This is Sharif El Shabazz once again. Lord coming out of Michigan, Death Row. El Shabazz. Once again, I'm going to say this one more time. Vice Lord has been criminalized as a name since 1973. Any congregation under the name of anything criminal with all of these loose knucklehead niggas out here, I'm going to call them what they are. Pardon the body. But I'm not going to be held accountable for no nonsense from none of these knuckleheads. I'm adhering to my tribal roots alone because that's not criminalized. And I'm promoting that. Almighty.
And I wanna say that in support of what you're saying. We work it's a lot of stuff that's being discussed, but that goes back to what I was saying about, everything ain't meant for everything is not meant for,
we're teaching the people. We're teaching the people, but it's a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes and a lot of stuff that's being planned on behind the scenes that has yet to reach the surface. So you're most definitely right. When it comes down to the criminalization of certain names, so it will take an incorporation of some sort to be imposed in order to separate the righteous from the unrighteous. So yeah, we on point, beloved. We on point. That's why I say we gotta stay in touch. You know what I'm saying? So we finna go ahead and end the call, end the show rather. We finna end the show, and I just wanna.
Last week before you end, this might see, I didn't mean to cut you out, but I wanted to just add before you end. Under the act of vice lord, bro, I continue to galvanize the people and congregate as vice lord because that's what I joined. I didn't join no other entity. I took an oath to 2212. Now, with that being said, I've yet to see a brother in the feds with a charge of being a screen vice lord. You see what I'm saying? So being vice lord ain't what's getting brothers locked up, brothers. Being vice lord is not what's getting them locked up. You see what I'm saying? But now when you go to interact with your criminal self and try to mix that with vice lord and make it that's the demonstration. Oh. And that's the problem. And the reason I say it is this. Bro, there's a manual, whether you draw with the LOI, AOL, or some other manual that people have prepared and say that they come to the act of vice lord. I've yet to read one that told me to do anything criminal. I've yet to read it, right? See what I'm saying? So when we get to talking about the RICO Act, now we're talking about Negroes, regardless of their position or title and vice lord, that choose to do their own thing. Now, here's the problem I have with that. Most of these guys get locked up with drugs, or for drugs. Show me 50 Cent in Osaka. Show it to me. See what I'm saying? See, I don't honor titles. I don't honor people because of who they say they are. I honor your deeds, because your deeds is what move vice lord. You see what I'm saying? So most of these big drug dealers that we had in 2212, they made millions and they put 50 Cent up for the body. So they some nobodies to my shit. Like,
Almighty. I honor that. Fact. So, yeah, I do want to add on just saying, you know what I'm saying, in agreement with Main C was saying, once they did law infinite. I feel fighting Lord mercy by I feel visionary leader somewhere in the name of Vice Lord. We've been operating for the past 5 years. I've been red flag like my name went on dorm. The fact that I cut out criminal activity, don't even associate with that. Like I keep my hands clean, so I don't have those problems, and I also encourage ones in my vicinity, you know what I'm saying, the same thing. Like don't bring that to me, because you are not vice lord. I be speaking on platform like I'm out here in the community, so I already know they watching me. So like we're in agreement with Main saying, yeah, bro, you can't combine it to like it really the products and what you got. You know what I'm saying, pushing a criminal enterprise, pushing a criminal a grassroots organization. And it's alright that fundraise in a grassroots organization. And I leave as I can, Almighty. So I just want everybody to know, tune in with our next show. I forgot the topic. I got it wrote down. I forgot what the topic is for the next show. Anyone of y'all remember the next topic gonna be? Either way it go, it's gonna be a nice show. But I just want y'all to tune in, man. Stay in tune, man. Y'all continue giving us ideas. Continue drop topics, drop different things. Whatever it is that can help the nation in any kind of way. And we will utilize every resource that we have as long as it's positive and it's for the uplifting and the salvation of the Almighty Vice Lord Nation and the people in general. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just about the nation, it's about the people also. So with that being said, Almighty to the body, and I hope everybody enjoyed the call, man. Peace, love, unity, and success to the most. Almighty.